I know. I got.
I
don't think I could have even gotten up to get out. I would have just been sitting there, like
kill me now.
When the guys came in, I wouldn't even notice that they were cutting a hole in the wall. I still would have been there, been like,
this could be you, right? And then, so cut to a montage of Dom's guys. I'm going to call them Dom's guys. His team is following all of the relocations of the money houses, right? Yeah. And at the very end, the last relocation, they're just like, oh,
this is one of my oh snap moments.
Yeah. Oh snap! What happens?
I don't know if it was one of yours, but this is mine. They are locking it in the policia station.
Station.
I
don't know if that's how you say it.
They are locking all the money in the police station. And I was like, oh, this is getting good.
Yeah. That was a good twist. That was a good twist.
And so they're all up on this building, I guess, looking at the police station, right? And they're having a conversation. And then Rome, this is my Rome one-liner that I caught that I liked in this movie. He's like, this just went from Mission Impossible to Mission in freaking Sanity.
That was a rough line.
It was. They gave it all to The Rock. I mean, he got the scraps and the leftovers.
He's like, we had a bunch of great ones.
Were tossed into a hat. Shake it up. Like, Rome, you get the insanity line.
You get the freaking
Impossible.
Sanity.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, man, good one.
It cuts to them planning the Ocean's 11 heist now, like starting a little bit. Yeah. And they're saying, we're going to need to get in and out of the station before they even know we're there. So it's going to need to be a stealth mission. And Rome's just like, yeah, stealth mission. Wonder who's going to be good for that. And they all look at him. He's just like, what? He's like, yeah, you got the biggest mouth. So Rome gets picked to go in into the station as Brian O'Connor,
right.
FBI agent.
Okay, before we get there, it does cut to The Rock again, Hobbs, and he does, like, he's using a lot of police jargon and police technology.
This is the part. He's just like, I need a full APB, pull up the FRS report to the AFGs, and it's enhance.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the enhancing.
Yes. And they find out that it's Dom and Han. And then they use all this technology to find all the facial technology.
He's just like, it's just The Rock. Like,
he's
just like, he's like, all right, I need facial scanners at all airports in the 50 states of the United States, just any in and out travel of every state, quarantine, facial scanners, any known acquaintances of the APB, FRS, enhanced. And it was just like,
yeah. And what also happens in this section is, I think this almost sets up something later. The Hobbs says that's a 1970 Charger. So he knows cars. We established this, but he said Dom's car. He recognizes. He's like, that's Dom's car. That's the one we're looking for.
Oh, right. I never thought of that.
Yeah. So I think that sets up stuff later that we'll get into. Right. But anyway, after that, Reyes is in the police station.
The Rock is such a deep, multi-layered character.
You know,
he
is. So we know that they're on to. They know who they're chasing now. They know everybody that's there, and then they cut to the police station, and Reyes is in the police station as now he's the police chief, right? So he's calling the shots. He's like going like he pretty much owns the police station. Right? That's what they're showing. Like he owns the cops. Right. They're in his pocket, and apparently everybody except Neves is on his payroll. I guess, right? They're all crooked. And then they show all the money in the safe. It's a huge safe, right? I don't know what We don't know what kind of safe it is yet, but it's a huge safe, and they open it up. He needs his handprint and his code and everything to open it, right? And there's a bunch of money in there, and so we see that's it.
It's 100 large.
So 100 large, and that's what they're going for. That is what Dom's guys are going for. Yeah. Yes, and then I don't know if that's next, but it cuts to them looking at the blueprint, right, and saying where the vault is and everything. And is this where? Oh no, it's not yet. Sorry, not yet. I was going to talk about what Ludacris talking about the vault is amazing, but we'll get to there, I guess.
So Rome goes in and he basically seduces the guard with his charm, and he fools him into allowing him to leave evidence in the evidence room, which is a
yeah. So he goes and shows his ID, and he's like,
"Oh, it's a 10.
It's a 10." Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was funny.
So he convinces the guard or he tricks the guard into taking the evidence box and putting it in the evidence room right next to the vault.
Right.
And the box is filled with a pretty sweet RC car that has a camera on it. Yeah. And Tej is driving it and showing that he's not a very good driver.
Yeah.
And because he went a buck
and they
20
somehow
into a wall.
They're somehow able to get the box off the shelf with this tiny.
It's like the train.
The
train.
Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
But yeah, so they take this remote control car around, and I think Tej is driving it. And
Tej sees the vault, and he just goes like full Rain Man on the vault. He's just like, oh, the XYZ with pressure sensitive, tegimented submarine steel and handprint eye scanners and like lasers. And everybody's just like, how do you know that? And he's like, I had a life before I met you guys.
Yeah, I love how just dialogue can rewrite history.
So many questions in this movie.
Like this is Fro. This is Fro. Was Tej, right?
Yeah, this is Fro.
That had parties in his backyard. Water park parties in his backyard. Used to be a safe.
Something really smart.
Yeah, he was a
that
safe.
Was his because now he's he's a serious.
He's the circuit.
Right?
He's a circuit guy, right?
Hair's gone.
Hair's gone.
Yeah. So.
He goes by Teja now.
Teja.
So after Tej goes off on the vault information, our two friends, the blow up guys.
Yeah.
What's their names again?
Tego and Rico.
Tego and Rico. They're arguing their way all the way down into the sewers. They plant a bomb. While the same cop who took the evidence box and put it in the room goes to take a dump. And as he's sitting there, the bomb goes off and doo-doo flies all over the place.
It was so realistic. That doo-doo looked so real.
It was so much. It was so much. I know. I got.
I don't think I could have even gotten up to get out. I would have just been sitting there, like
kill me now.
When the guys came in, I wouldn't even notice that they were cutting a hole in the wall. I still would have been there, been like, in the background of the shot.
Guaranteed, it went up his nostrils.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the other seats hit the ceiling. Like,
brown.
It was
this guy guaranteed has staph infection. Guaranteed.
So much.
Guaranteed. So much staph infection.
I don't think he would ever be able to use a public restroom again, or even a toilet.
And it was
I was gonna say any restroom.
Yeah.
So this bathroom is painted in poop, and that allows the two guys from Dom's team, Rico and Tego,
to become plumbers,
to go in and what do you call it? Oh my gosh, my brain.
Tether? Is it tether?
they go in and they cut a hole in the wall in the bathroom, distinct bathroom.
Yeah. Right.
And they cut into the pipes to tap into the camera system, right?
Yeah.
So that allows Mia, and who is now Overwatch on the mission, to be able to see all the cameras. And this is where they realize, oh man, we only have 10 second availability, right? Like, the cameras only give us a 10-second window, which is, I mean, like, oh, they're kicking it up a nickel now, because
they are.
First few movies, they needed a 10-second car. Now they need faster than 10-second car, right?
That's right.
So that's where Dom and Brian are just like, we're gonna need another car. And where does it cut to, Shanna?
I don't even remember. Guys, sorry. Is it Vince?
It cuts in. I want to say 1 hour and 2 minutes into the movie. It made me
this
wait
is our first
1 hour.
Yes, this is our first race scene. This is our first street racing scene. They couldn't go a whole movie.
I thought I was gonna get out
without having a race scene.
Really, guys,
but Dom, what is this?
Brian
one?
And
this
Dom
is it, right?
Come together in the car. I'm like, Brian, your wife is home pregnant. What do you think you're looking at? You better keep your eyes on the road. And Dom, you just lost Letty. Get it together.
If you listen to the Too Fast, Too Furious episode, Shanna, you would know that when Brian is asked about a lady being gorgeous, he just says, I don't know. I only see cars. I love cars. That's all. I don't know if she's pretty. I don't know. I just see that Supra over there. Ooh, that Supra is so nice. Yes, that's all. He was looking at the cars.
Maybe that's what
he doesn't.
He does shrug, like when Dom's like, "Hey, look at that." He does shrug.
Look at that blow off valve.
So Frank
turbo
is referring to the bars, the club scene, right? In the
unnecessary club scene at midnight in Too Fast and Furious.
Like, we could have done without that scene. But anyway,
I stopped watching the movie right before then. I was like, I cannot anymore with this movie.
Yeah. So
go back to the podcast and listen to that part. It's so funny.
It is so funny.
Okay.
Episode 2.
Yeah, it's so funny, so furious.
Yeah, but so Dom is like, they're sitting in the car at the race, and Dom is like, home sweet home, Brian. We are home. Because we are back where we belong. So they get out of the car, and they're like, because they need a fast car. They see a Porsche, right?
A blue
Immediately,
Porsche.
Some guy, Brazilian Portuguese guy, comes out, and he's like, Dominic Toretto, right?
And Brian O'Connor.
Yeah. I think this was the cop from the first movie that was driving by, and he's like, Dominic Toretto.
Yeah.
And so he knew
Toretto.
It's like, you don't think we watch the news down here?
Yeah.
It's like, well, good for you. Good for you. Educate yourselves, guys. Way to stay current. A lot of people think that this scene is all about just, substance, like material, right? But it's good to hear that the youth of this city is really, keeping up with current events. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Watch the news.
It'd be nice to know. He'd be like, I know, because I am a newscaster for the local Channel 4 News, and my friend here is a lawyer, and this young lady is a city councilman.
We just race on the weekends.
Don't label us.
This is our weekend gig.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this guy is saying that he could beat Dom. He's like, you're a legend.
He's pretty confident. Yeah.
Back in the States, but this is real. It gets real.
This is Brazil.
It gets real.
So he's like, how about it? Your car for my car. He's like, that's what I was gonna say. That's the reason why we're here.
This guy doesn't even know how to negotiate, man. You never leave with that. That's the last resort. You work up to that.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's very confident in his Porsche.
start at 35 large. We have it rubber banded already.
Right.
And you move up at little increments from there.
Come on.
We kick it up a nickel, not straight to pinks. Come on.
Amateurs.
Jesse had that mistake in the first one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We don't go straight there.
I wish Dom had said too soon, Junior.
Too soon.
Even though that was
thing with this
Johnny
scene,
Trump.
right? That was the guy's line. But the thing with this scene is it cuts from him saying, "Let's race for,"
and Dom saying, "Do you want to race for cars?" Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Well. No, it cuts to okay, let's race, and then them pulling into
The garage.
they don't even show the race, which
Okay, so you know when like you got to use the bathroom really bad, and you're almost home, and you're almost home, and your body is like, oh man, okay, I'm ready to use the bathroom when I get home. Like my body has been trained by these movies now to be ready for a ridiculous CG race. So I was just like, okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna have to watch it. I can't fast forward because I got to take notes. And then the scene never happened. There's no race.
They don't show the race.
So
they literally just pull in to the garage with both cars, and they were like, "Boy, that was some race."
I feel like they were trying to go for comedy, but I feel like it was just
editing.
Did I just miss a scene? Like I feel like it was a second too slow to be funny.
And the camera, it should have been a little. The camera angle should have been a little different. Would have been a little funnier.
But because I knew what they were trying to do, it was funny.
There's a version out there because I saw that there's an extended cut when I went to rent the movie. There's an extended cut. So I bet you the race is like 40 minutes long, and it goes through like the city of Atlantis, and then through like Mayan pyramids, and then like into space over Mount Everest, and then back. You know, I don't know. So that's got to be a Justin Lin cut.
I think that'd be oh man, I lost my place in my notes already.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, so they arrive with the blue Porsche, doesn't even show the race. Ryan drifts it into the warehouse, and so they start. Yeah.
The practice course, right?
Oh, I like this part.
This is the practice course. Yeah, this part is cool. This is Ocean's 11. You know, like they're practicing. You know, they're doing the flips in the vault. You know, like in Ocean's 11. So this is them. They're driving the course. They can't get it. They can't get it into the
10-second window.
The 10-second window. But this is also where
the camera's gonna pick them up, and they need the car to.
Yeah, so they only have a 10-second window. They can't get around the track fast enough. But this is also where the safe comes, and this is where Ludacris.
They just bought a safe. They bought the exact same safe.
Yes, they bought the safe, and so that they could practice cracking it, right? And
who fronted the money for this? That's what I want to know.
That's what I know. Oh, and this is another throwaway one-liner to explain people's ability to do things, right? Okay. They're like, "Hey, how'd you get that?" We also had a pass, which those guys weren't there during that conversation.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out. Like they didn't come. I don't think that's a thing that they would come back and say, "Hey, guess what? Tej said earlier."
Yeah.
But they're on the joke, and they're like, "Hey, you're not the only one that has a pass."
Got the vault, right? Han?
Right.
Yeah,
Han's got it. His dad got it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He's a chameleon, so
he's a chameleon. Yep. He was there against the wall. Nobody saw him.
Yeah.
Pulling out the giant ball.
So I feel like
so Tej is just like, how are we gonna get Reyes' hand?
Yeah. Yes. So it goes to that part.
We'll need the chameleon.
They send Han to get it, but Wonder Woman, I guess likes him by this point, right? She likes him
because didn't they do the drive and
she flipped on Dom like real quick. Yeah. She flipped on Dom because like Han's just like, I guess the chameleon got to get to work. She's like, I'll drive.
Yep.
She's there.
But Dom shoots him a smile, right? He's like, very nice.
Yeah, I feel like he's like matchmaker, pick me a match.
Up there, you with an immortal.
That's
You don't know it yet. She's from the Muskeria. Yeah. So they go and
get the prince. How do they get the prince, Frank?
Okay.
Well, you gotta have them first. Like they're watching Reyes and his 8 goons were guarding him, right? And they're trying to outdo each other. And I don't know if you remember like Lethal Weapon, where they're trying to like, I got shot right here.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're vibing. They're vibing.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So she reads him all over.
Yeah.
2-pack-a-day smoker.
You're always eating.
So I think everybody is Sherlock and Batman in this movie.
You have to. Even the racers are. They had real jobs. They had a life before they were racers.
Oh my gosh! There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. And Wonder Woman's the only one who had a life after this franchise. So, I mean, you're not counting I Am Groot, but yeah. So anyway, Chameleon can't figure out how to infiltrate
all the bodyguards.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman's just like, I guess a woman's gonna have to do this job, and she like takes off her jacket and she's in her bikini.
Why did it take them that long to figure that out?
Walks right up to Reyes, and the goons let her through.
Come on
she
in.
Like, come on in, strange woman.
Mm-hmm.
She sits on his knee.
Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah. Wonder Woman, right? Yeah. So she sits on his knee and he rests his hand
on her bikini.
On her,
bikini bottom on the back. Her butt.
Yes. I would have. I reimagined it the second time that like Han is just thinking like, how do I do this? And he gets up.
That would have been so much better.
And he like looks back at Wonder Woman.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would have been funny.
And he's just like
the comes off. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Can I sit down? And he's just
okay. While this is happening, all I can think of is like, wait, you can get fingerprints from fabric?
That's what I was like. I guess bikini fabric is so different.
I was like, when is she gonna put a glass in his hand or something?
That's what I was waiting for. The old glass in the hand.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. So until they actually go back, I think, is that when they go back and then they say they got the print?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so funny.
This is where Brian calls Hobbs Old Testament. This is a little weird. Out about Hobbs, right? Yeah. What happens?
Brian is just going off about. He was just like, "Wait, did you say Luke Hobbs?" He was like, "Yeah, Luke Hobbs." He's like, "Oh man, Luke Hobbs is like Old Testament, the wrath of God kind of stuff."
Yeah.
And like, I'm just watching him like, well, you just marry him then.
Yeah.
He's so impressed with Luke Hobbs.
You see Dom in the background all jealous.
Yep.
Doing his stare. And then behind him is Rome.
Yep.
They're all jealous.
It'd be funny if Brian was saying all this stuff and then Dom just stands up. He's like, "You embarrass me." Dom is embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then this is the guy that's coming after them, and Dom's just like, well, maybe it's time for us to get some fresh air, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what he meant at all when he said that.
I didn't either. I was just like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
So this is where Dom's
they're going to Johnny Trent.
Hobbs's the Rock's team sees Dom's Charger.
Yeah.
Leave.
They say we got a hit on the Charger, right?
Yeah. It's like there's no other Chargers in Rio except for all of the police cars. They're all Dodge Chargers. Yeah. So they give chase, and it's so funny because Hobbs shows up at the Fast and Furious race.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah. That's okay. That's where it is. Okay, I was just reading my notes. I was like,
and it's such a weird thing. Like now Toretto is wearing his white tank top again from the first movie, and Brian is there. Everybody's just like leaning on cars. and Hobbs shows up. And
Yeah.
he calls him out, right? And I think Dom does his open arms move.
Yes, I was about to say, this is from the race scene in the first Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
This is him. This is that scene again.
This was straight up muscle memory. He was just hitting his marks from that first movie, saying different lines. So instead of, are you not entertained? No, that's Gladiator. Instead of saying, you almost had me, he said, this is Brazil. Yeah, you never had me. You never had your car.
And this is Brazil. Yeah.
And it was so funny because, like, when he says this is Brazil, all these skinny guys pull out their guns.
Mm-hmm.
And Hobbs is still Hobbs.
Right.
Yeah. And his SEAL Team 6 is still SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
But his guy, Hobbs' like right-hand man, is just like, come on, Hobbs. Just for another day.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Let's run away.
These aren't the young guns from the alley. These are street
These aren't extras.
So
they have speaking parts.
Yeah. Dude, that guy's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Councilwoman.
Yeah.
So,
Wonder Woman's there.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is there also, and it's so funny because what's up?
I was gonna say Dom sees his necklace, right? He notices.
So Nimbus is wearing this necklace.
She's wearing the necklace.
Dude,
why?
And this necklace is so fat.
Yes.
And I mean, like,
I feel like The Rock should have been like, isn't that Dom's necklace? Didn't I see him wearing that?
It's like, I don't even know if that's his necklace, but that would fit his neck.
Yeah. I mean,
so
as great
Dom
of a detective, anyway. Yeah.
Dom and The Rock have a pretty epic stare down in this
their
shot.
first face off. Yep.
And I didn't know that. Is Vin Diesel the same height as The Rock?
No.
They made him look like it. That's why
they did.
Because The Rock is like 6'5".
Yeah, I
don't know how.
I don't even think Vin Diesel is 6 feet. He might be. But I think
they were
taller than him.
They were almost eye to eye. Yeah, and I was just like, dang. Yeah. So I like that The Rock gave him an extra couple seconds of stare. Like, who's gonna break first? Yeah. Yeah. So that was cool. And then Rock's team, they wuss out and they dig out.
Yeah.
So, but he says this one line. What did he say?
Who said
See you soon, Toretto.
Oh, is that?
He says it twice.
When he says it the first time?
He says it then, and then he says it again later. 5 hours from now.
The next time he sees him.
He says yes. Yeah. And so The Rock them get back into their cyber trucks and they leave. And Tej was laying under the cyber truck the whole time, and he put trackers in them, right? So now Overwatch Mia is able to see where they're going, and it leads Dom to Nevis's house.
Yeah. By the way, he's 6 feet. He's 6 feet.
He's 6 feet.
Yeah. I just looked.
That's still 5 inches shorter than The Rock.
Yes.
So I mean, like, he had to be.
He was on stilts.
On something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes to Officer Nevis's home.
Yeah.
Dom is there in the shadows because he's Batman, and he comes back in, and he takes his necklace back. Like, he just rips it off her neck, and she's like, "Why risk it all for $20 necklace? $20 of silver?" Because it's worth it.
Yep.
And then they have this like moment where he's just kind of
really
like
weird conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't tell, like, do you like each other, or are you mad at her?
So
I don't know.
We have a little blockbuster brother, if you can hear him. No, in the background. I guess like they're vibing and they understand each other. I was like, I didn't.
Yeah, he's like, nobody else gets me.
Yeah. And that was it, right? That was the scene for that one. I'm pretty sure.
Thank goodness the scene ended at that.
Yeah.
I don't want this to go any further.
It was weird. I didn't like.
Is this part supposed to be in the movie?
Is he gonna rip that tank top off? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
His own tank top. So yeah.
His own tank top.
Yeah.
They're both wearing tank tops. I had to be clear.
Yeah. Thank you.
So they go back to the hive, right? The fort.
Yeah.
And they're trying to beat the 10-second time.
It's a drift montage.
It's a drift montage, but they can't do it. Right? I think they come to. They're like, we can't.
Somebody says the only way to do it, we need invisible cars, and that's where Dom.
And then Dom pops up. I know where to find them.
Han's eating a corn dog, and he's just like, we're gonna need invisible cars. So Dom's he appears, and he's just like, yeah, I got it. I got an idea.
They go in to get. Because I was wondering how they were gonna make invisible cars. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I know, me too. When they were driving to the next scene, I was just like, are they gonna put mirrors on?
Yeah.
So they steal all the they steal 4 Dodge Charger police cars, and it's Rome, Rome,
Hans, Dom, and Brian. Yeah.
So Rome issues a bet.
Yes.
100 large.
And Brian's like,
for the next quarter mile.
You're broke. You don't got 100,000.
Yeah.
And then he shoots back. If we pull this job off, we'll have 100,000.
Yep.
And Han's like, if we don't pull this off, we're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
Might as well make it $1 million.
Yeah.
Brian gets excited. He's like, yes, the $1 million quarter mile.
Yep. And he tells Dom no cheating this time.
Yeah. And Dom's like, you gotta let that go. If you don't know what we're talking about, listen to the last episode.
Yep.
See.
Stop the video right now, regret your choices, and then go back.
And when you come back, listen from the beginning again.
Listen from the beginning, because you are not a quitter. So
you are not a quitter.
Rome is still hungry, and that's why he issues his chest.
Yes,
I wrote that down too. Rome is still hungry.
He puts his lights on.
Yeah. Lights and sirens. Right?
The whole time he's talking. He's talking through his radio. What is that called?
Yeah.
His speakerphone.
Right.
And no one else is out.
I wanted him to yell Barstow, baby. From,
yeah.
So you think you're the bomb?
I just took you to the Brian O'Connor School of Driving.
Yeah. That was hard to say.
Oh gosh. So they take off, right? They count the light turns. They take off. They're all flying it down. I think what's his name gets in the front. Rome gets in the front first, right?
Yeah.
But it's not fast enough. Dom comes past them.
Not furious enough.
Not fast, not furious.
There's no NOS, so it was straight up driving. It was pretty cool. I like that they all had equal, chance in this race.
Yes.
But eventually Brian wins, and it's such a weird line that he yells out like, twice.
I owned you.
Yeah.
I owned you.
Yeah.
Like I was waiting for him to say, "I kicked your butt."
Yes.
I had you this time.
So they all go back to the hideout, and they're walking in, and Dom tells Brian, like, "Good race, Brian."
He's still smiling like a big goober.
Yes, I won.
And Rome is just like, "Hey man,
Hans,
you did it." And then what did he say? He said,
"I told you didn't see it."
Yeah, I told you didn't see it.
Yeah, Han is like, "I told you didn't see it."
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Dom let up the throttle.
He let
right
you
away.
Win. Yeah,
let you win.
And Brian's just like, Lord.
No, what?
No.
Yeah.
No, and it's running through his mind. He's like, wait, did he? And so that's a funny.
I never had him.
Yeah.
I never had my car. Oh man! So Brian's questioning all his choices.
Third time he's raced him? Is that?
Yeah.
Third time he's raced him?
I think it's the third time. Yeah. Because Dom wasn't in the second movie. Yeah.
Right.
So let's see. Okay, so cut to
Oh.
Mia now.
Yep.
Mia's at like an outdoor market, and
She's
just
shopping.
a random scene. She's shopping, and Vince kidnaps her.
Yeah. So
He takens her.
Vince saves her.
You know what? I'm still not convinced. He
Thank
saves
you.
her.
Me too.
I know the whole
Yeah.
time Shanna's like, Vince is the bad guy. It's Vince.
I mean, does he save
Vince,
her
get out.
if he's bad too? I don't
But
think
was
so.
he following her? Like, how did he know that the bad guys were tracking her? Was he tracking?
If you rewind it to the beginning of the scene, it shows her walk past like some lettuce, and you see him go like this.
He's actually hiding behind Monica Fuentes' hands.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he grabs her and he's like, "Shh, be quiet.
Yeah.
We're coming for you."
Yeah.
It was all a little too convenient. You know what I mean? Like he showed up
That's
immediately
what
before the
I'm
goons show up. I was just like,
and they
know.
all roll up. You know.
So he takes her to the hideout, and Dom asks if Vince is hungry, which is a throwback to
yeah, to the first.
a guy's got to eat, right? When he storms off and he comes back to the
always
barbecue.
Yeah.
And then Dom he says, oh, what did he say? He says, "Good, you're saying grace."
Yes.
So that's also a throwback.
Another
He made him.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they're all sitting around now. Vince is back in the family, but I'm not convinced.
Me either, Frank.
And
Neither is
everybody-
Brian. Yeah.
Well,
But then Brian
Mia,
does shake his hand.
because Mia says, "No, he's cool. He saved my life."
And Brian's like, "All right, well, thank you very much."
Yeah.
Which is weird, and that's why I thought like Brian and Dom were just playing along.
Yeah.
Because Dom became like, it's the first
A big
Dom
softie.
smiles.
Yeah.
Dom smiles so much in the
Yeah.
next 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
just
he
does.
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So like,
I think he's excited to be an uncle.
I think he is. Babies.
You think that's what it is?
joy.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, he's excited.
so
Like,
it cuts
Uncle
back to
Dom.
like Tej.
That sounds good.
Uncle Dom, yeah. So it cuts back to Tej and Rome talking about like, oh, what are you gonna do with the money? You know?
Yep.
And it's so funny because Tej is just like, oh, I might open up a garage,
Yeah.
you know, help people out and not price gouge. And Rome's just like, you're gonna take this money and do a 9-to-5 job? I think that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I was just like, I agree with Rome.
Yeah, like Rome. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rome
Also-
Rome says, what does Rome say?
What? Oh, yeah. Well, what does Rome say? Did I write that down? Oh, I didn't write down what he says, but I did write down that Rico was complaining about Tego's
Cooking
Cooking.
classes. Yeah.
and then Rico
Oh,
comes
yeah,
over. He's
he
like, "I
burnt
know what
the
I'll buy."
lips.
Yeah, it was bad. He's like, "I know what I'll buy. This guy some cooking lessons." And then Rome's like,
Yeah.
"That's not going to be enough money to fix this cooking." Something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then Vince.
Oh, that's
So
what Vince
Vince-
asked Dom if Dom can use an extra guy for
He's like, "You're in."
the
Like that.
heist.
Just like, "You're in."
And that's why I was just like, I didn't believe it. Like,
Yeah, it was
this was
so
out of character.
I was just
bit.
gonna
Yeah.
say it was so unlike him to be like, "I trust you with all my
That's his
heart."
childhood friend, guys. That was
Yeah,
his friend from the
I
beginning.
for him to like verbally say all of that, it's just like that's what
Yeah.
you say to somebody who's wearing a wire. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I 100% trust you, Vince. And
Yeah.
whatever happens next, it's what you
Yeah.
completely deserve. Right? Like,
Well, he's being fatherly now because he says there's always room for family. Right.
Yeah, I feel like
So he's
he
trusting
does. And
everybody.
he says,
He's foolish, but he's trusting everybody.
because that's when everybody finds out that me and them are going to have a baby, right?
Right after that, but
And then,
okay. So, but then he turns and he says, he looks at this charger and he's like, "Can you believe Mia says this is a curse?" Right?
right.
And then they go
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he like
And
they're
what does Vince
throwing
say?
signals, yeah.
Huh?
But And then Vince says
it
maybe
probably
it is.
or maybe it is, and that's why I'm like,
yeah.
wait, does he know that they're looking for the charger?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I still think there is.
Yeah,
he's a bad guy, but he's working for them.
Vince is playing both sides.
Yeah, he's mad.
I thought he was. I thought he was working for
Zazu.
Hobbs.
Oh,
And I'll tell you why in
Hobbs.
a second. Because as soon as right after this, Dom says his speech, right? The most important people are the people in this room. Immediately, they say, well, they say, oh, we gotta roll out because Hobbs is on the other side of the city. Oh no, this is the next day. That's it for the night. They all go to sleep. They wake up, and then they find out that Hobbs is on the other side of the city, so they should go do their mission now. Right?
Yeah.
So this is where I still didn't trust Vince. Yeah. And everybody leaves except for Dom and who's left?
Brian.
Only Dom.
Mia.
Brian is still there?
Brian, yes, he is. We find him because he's with Dom.
Okay.
And
okay. So they're still there.
Yes, because
they're the two precision drivers, right?
Yeah, and somebody else is there. Oh yeah. So it's Vince. It's Vince, Dom, and Brian, and Mia. Yeah.
So Hobbs just like drives his Cybertruck to the wall.
Yeah.
He.
And that's why I was just like, Vince was the one.
You're ratting. You're ratting. It's Vince.
But The Rock squashed that in the first second as soon as he got out of the car. He was just like, if you think it was Vince, it wasn't because I figured out that you had a tracker on my car and I reversed it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
See, I missed all that.
Yeah.
Did he really say things like that?
No, he did. He said, it took me a long time to find this tracker, but not as long to flip it, right? But I didn't realize he was tracking them with it.
Oh.
Right? He used it to track them.
It was a real, how does it feel to be on the other side of a wanted poster?
Yes.
See what I did there? I brought it back to the beginning. If you rewind 5 hours before the statement, you'll hear something.
We talked about that. Yeah. But this is the Hobbs and Toretto. Hobbs versus Toretto. This is where it happens.
It was a good fight. It was a really good fight.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
it was. The only way I could tell them apart was the goatee.
Yeah, because he made it grow at that point, so that you could tell.
Yeah.
Well, Hobbs is in the black shirt, and I think Toretto is in the white shirt. So.
Oh.
They're both skin tight shirts.
Yeah. And it was interesting because it was one of those kind of fights where they're both Superman, and their fists kept like hitting each other. And he would punch and he would dodge, and he would punch and he would dodge. It's just like
it was very evenly matched.
Nobody's gonna win.
It was going back and forth. I think it was impressive though that The Rock did the kick up, from laying on his back.
Yeah.
I was like a 6 foot, 6'5"
He's a big dude.
Doing that is impressive. Like I could do it when I was like 14. I can't do it. That's
if
impressive.
I do it, it just looks like I'm laying on the ground and my heels like lift off the ground. Like that's it, but nothing else lifts up.
Right.
So
and I don't even try it anymore. But and then so what happens then? Yeah.
So they're evenly matched until like they're fighting through every room of this warehouse. And Dom looks up and SEAL Team 6 has Mia.
Right.
And that's just like he hulks out, right? And that's where they end up fighting right in front of SEAL Team 6 and Mia and Brian, right? And Hobbs grabs a wrench and then Dom grabs it and he just goes nuts and he's about to kill Hobbs with it. And Mia tells him to stop and he just snaps out of it.
Which is how he killed the driver, right?
Well, he didn't kill the driver, but
he beat him. He beat the driver.
He hit him hard enough that he became,
a janitor, right?
Yeah.
He had to ride the bus to work every day. Yeah.
Right.
And so he was about to do that to Hobbs.
Yeah. So Mia snaps him out of it. He drops out, and they get taken away by Hobbs.
So Dom would have won the fight.
He would have.
That's what I was like. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a stalemate.
I know.
But they actually let Toretto
Well, it's his franchise.
It is his franchise. Isn't he like
his franchise?
Oh, okay.
Unless you're watching this Vin Diesel, then it's your franchise.
Always yours.
Yeah. But if The Rock is watching. I don't know what happened to Kalani. He just started reminiscing about something. So they basically are in the back of the Cybertruck, and they're being taken through the city. They're going to be extradited on a plane. The Rock is going to take them out.
Brazil.
They do. That's all they do. So they're driving.
They're flying it.
Yeah. Oh, but what happens to Vince? Doesn't Vince tell Hobbs? Vince tells Dom that he has eyes on Mia.
That's before it happens, right? He's like, "Don't worry, I got eyes on Mia. Don't worry about it." And then that all happens, and then they capture Dom and the crew and the guys, the four of them, and then they get into the Superman cars. Yeah, what do they call them?
The Cybertrucks.
The Cybertrucks.
They're driving through the favelas, and they get ambushed. RPG attack, right?
Boom. Blows up the first.
Blows up the first one.
And so they're under attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then what happens?
So The Rock sees his first vehicle is like flipped over, and one of his guys is climbing out. He's super injured. So he's like, I got to go out and save my guy. So he tells Nivis to just watch the prisoners in the Cybertruck. And as soon as he gets out, Dom and them are just like, you got to cut us loose. Cut us loose. But you don't know why he's asking, right? And when Hobbs is out there, they're just getting overwhelmed. His whole team is down, and multiple grenades get thrown at one of his vehicles and blows up his friend. And he looks around and he sees everybody, all of his team is down, and he gets surrounded by the extras from the beginning. They're back.
The goons are coming for him. Yeah,
the goon extras are back with a vengeance, and they get shot from behind, right? And it turns out that it's Dom and his family.
Dom and his family. We got Brian with an AR, look like, and he's like precision. He's military style shooting, and we got Vince out there, just like spraying in the air. Dom's got a shotgun.
Vincing it up. Right.
Vincing it up. And so they take him out, and then Dom goes to Hobbs. And I think Hobbs is like, oh no, this guy's.
Well, no, Hobbs gets blown up.
Right.
He's on the ground. That's why Dom. Yeah. So that's why Dom goes to help him up.
Right. So he goes to help him up.
It's so funny seeing this because The Rock he's okay. He's a pretty good actor. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch all his movies, action movies and stuff. But one thing that he struggles with is acting hurt.
He's like, I don't know what this is really like.
It looks so foreign to him, like being helped by Vin Diesel, because Vin Diesel helped him up, and he's got like The Rock draped over him, and he's helping him walk, and it just looks like The Rock is trying to act like this is what I see humans look like when they're sore. Right? I don't have that emotion of pain, so it was so funny. You just go back and watch that scene. The Rock looks like he's trying so hard to look hurt, but he's not. Everybody else is hurt except for him.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so they get back into the van and the truck, and they start driving away. And Vince is hit.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's shot.
He starts telling Dom about his son. He's like, you need to meet my son.
Nico. Yeah, Nico.
Yeah. And who's Nico named after?
Dominico. Yes, Nico. Yep. So he tells him he's got to meet his son. He named him after him. Vince dies, and Dom before Vince dies tells him, oh, I got eyes on Nico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then is that the moment, or do you still not believe it? That Vince,
I mean,
Vince just didn't let them know.
At that point, I was just like, you know what? When you're looking death in the eye, I mean, you're not thinking about all the bad plans dealings that you were doing earlier, right? So I'm still not certain that he wasn't working for both sides. I don't know.
Yeah. You're not gonna rat yourself out of that moment. You're right. Okay, so maybe he was. Maybe he was. Good writing. Good writing. Gotta come off in the next in Fast 9. It's gonna be revealed. He was the bad guy.
You know what? Oh, dude. Flashback. It was just he orchestrated everything, every step of the way. Yep. So they go back to their headquarters, and everybody's just like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Han is just like, we should fly out in 5 hours, and Dom's just like, no, we need to finish the job. And they said, but Reyes knows that we're coming, and they said we should run, and Dom's just like, running ain't freedom. I was waiting for him to say, I was just like, when do you feel free? Dom, at what point? If you had a certain amount of time that would make you feel free, what would that time frame be? Because in the first movie, what does he say? Go on.
For those 10 seconds.
I'm free. So all he really needs is 10 seconds. Just go outside, drive around. Dude, you drive 6 times, that's a whole minute of freedom.
Yeah.
So so Hobbs is the one that rallies Dom's family. He stands up, he's just like, I'm in.
Yes.
I'll ride with you until we at least kill Reyes.
And I feel like everybody's like, oh, the Rock then. Okay, I'm good.
He's just pretending to be hurt, guys. Yeah. So it cuts back to the police station, and Reyes is there freaking out, right? He's saying that every crooked cop needs to be here right now, defending the castle, right? And it's so funny because they're just getting people there. They're not fortifying the station at all.
Right.
It's just fill this building with more people.
Yeah.
And the Rock just slams his Cybertruck into the gate, the front gate.
Yeah, him and Neves.
Followed by 2 Chargers, 2 black.